Hey, I'm Jamie from Stonemaier Games, and I'm here for one of my favorite videos of the year, which is our annual April Fool's Day video. So happy April Fool's Day to you. And in today's video, I'm going to share my top 10 favorite photos of cats and pets, and a variety of pets, not just cats, playing games and strategizing over games. That was the request I made to Stonemaier Ambassadors, to share a photo of your pet strategizing, or at least looking like they were strategizing over a game. And in a completely subjective process, I selected my 10 favorites. Meg can help me out a little bit, and ranked them 1 to 10. Completely subjectively, all these animals are adorable, and yeah, I'm a big fan of all these photos submitted. So I'll go through the honorable mentions at first. So these are all the ones that I didn't select for the top 10 for really no great reason at all. I also didn't qualify any. Like, some people just sent cute pet photos, which I appreciate, but I wanted something with a pet looking like it was near a game or strategizing over a game or playing a game. So in alphabetical order for the honorable mentions, I have Chewy, submitted by Margaret Dickinson. Chewy's here, I believe, playing Arch Ravels. We have Debra here. Debra, another cat. Lots of cats here. Debra, submitted by Andrew Kemp. Debra is on a stack of games, and Debra is strategizing over a jigsaw puzzle. Then have Elliot, submitted by Anthony DeNardis. So Elliot, what is Elliot playing here? Elliot is playing, I'm not sure what this game is. This might be Nemesis. Looks a little bit different than Nemesis. Yeah, I don't think that's Nemesis. You have to let me know what you think Elliot is playing. Fenris over here. So Fenris, submitted by Chad Stilson. Fenris is named after the Rise of Fenris, the third and final expansion for Side, the campaign expansion. I love that Fenris is wearing an orange bandana here. Jupiter. Jupiter was submitted by my coworker and friend Susanna. Jupiter is a cat that looks a little bit similar to one of my cats, Biddy. Jupiter is meditating before preparing for a game of Wingspan, or maybe basking in a victory after a game of Wingspan. Here is Poe, submitted by Taryn Peterson. Poe is relaxed next to a game of exploding kittens, strategizing over an appropriately themed game there. Then we have Reginald, the cat that looks very similar to my cat, Walter. Reginald is strategizing over a game of Flamecraft. We have Sansa. Sansa, oh, I'm sorry. I noted Sansa's name. Well, Sansa is the name. I didn't note the name. I think Jeff Putnam submitted Sansa, and one other cat that you'll see later. Sansa is strategizing over a game of Great Western Trail here. Sparky. Oh, Sparky is just dominating the player mat, the Oceania player mat of Wingspan. Sparky, I think, is the second dog that we mentioned so far. Really cute dog here with Sparky, submitted by Veronica Silva. And then Wyatt. Wyatt is just going to town with a giant D20. The photo is even a little blurry because Wyatt is so excited about his giant D20, submitted by Tom V. And last, we have Xander, submitted by MS Lewis. Xander is preparing for a role-playing game and is fully entranced by this role-playing character that Xander has created. Love all those photos, great photos. Let's get on to the top 10, though. Again, completely subjective. Even the rankings here are completely subjective. Start out with number 10. This is Sushi from Karel Titeca, who I work with for the Rolling Realms. Karel is the lead designer for most of the promos created for Rolling Realms and lead developer. And Karel submitted his late cat, Sushi. Unfortunately, Sushi is no longer with us, but Sushi is shown here in a really cute photo, preparing to trade some cards in Settlers of Catan. So that is really, really adorable. Sushi, I wish Sushi were still around. That is number 10. And number 9, we have Lola. Lola, who is relaxing next to a game. This is submitted by Tyler McKinnon, relaxing next to a game of Dice Throne. This beautiful custom dice in Dice Throne. And Lola is just, let's see, Lola has 35 health, it looks like. So Lola is in pretty good shape for this particular game. And you can tell by that relaxed look that you're in trouble for Lola's next move. At number 8, we have Raven. You think would be a bird, but Raven isn't a bird. Raven, I believe, is a ferret, submitted by Board Games with Matt. Matt submitted Raven here, who is trying to jump on a pile of animal upon animal, which I completely understand. It's animal upon animal is a wonderful stacking game. We're trying to get these tokens to stack up, and I can see that Raven tried to join the stack unsuccessfully and knock down the tower. So this is post-strategy, a strategy that didn't work out for Raven, but I applaud the attempt. Well done to Raven, my number 8 pick. At number 7, we have Maeve, submitted by Ryan Bevan. This is really one of my favorite photos because it really looks like Raven is planning to roll a bunch of dice in a game of I'm blanking on the name now. It's the Star Wars miniatures game. I think that's the name of the game. There we go. X-Wing, the miniatures game. I'm looking at some of these miniatures too. I didn't realize there's some ships that I don't even recognize from Star Wars. Really, really beautiful job in this game for the production. But Maeve is clearly ready for an attack here, and I'm definitely rooting for Maeve. And good luck to Ryan in his game against Maeve there. At number 6, we have Calvin. Calvin's on one of our games' side, submitted by Mike Hatke. Calvin has decided to replace one of the miniatures with Calvin himself, and which is a bold move, or really probably one of the animal companions. That's who Calvin is representing here for maybe the Polania faction, maybe the Green faction, maybe Albion instead. Either way, Calvin has made the bold move of taking up several territories himself on the board, which I think is a great strategy inside. If you can hold a few of those territories and prevent other players from taking it, you're going to get a lot of points at the end of the game. So well done to Calvin for his scythe strategy here. At number 5, we have a dual combo, Cressida and Solinia. Cressida and Solinia. Karel Johnson, who helps out with the Mill channel now, the Mill YouTube channel that focuses on Stonemaier games. Karel submitted her 2 cats playing Anachrony. And so these 2 cats are adept at time travel, the time travel strategies in this game of sending resources back to yourself and using them and make sure you have those resources when you get to your future self so you can not create a paradox. But I love that one of the cats is on the table actually playing the game. The other cat is learning the rules and helping out with the rules, which I think is a really gracious move, that while you're strategizing while playing a game, you're also helping other players better understand the rules. So I really appreciate Solinia for doing that with the rule book. That's my number 5 pick. At number 4, we have a very unique pet here, a tarantula. This is Mrs. Tickles, submitted by Nathan Smith. Mrs. Tickles has made the bold move of getting into the dice box here and actually manipulating the dice for rolling realms. Typically in rolling realms, you just roll the dice and all players use those dice. You can't actually manipulate those dice. But if you have a player like Mrs. Tickles, who actually gets into the dice tray and changes the numbers, that's a bold move, a bold strategy. Clearly, Mrs. Tickles really wanted pairs here, and I applaud the effort. So yeah, big strategy coming from Mrs. Tickles, submitted by Nathan Smith, showing the Wingspan Micro Dojo and Arc Nova realms. I kind of like the Micro Dojo realm here, given that this is more of a micro-sized pet compared to some of these other pets that we're seeing. At number 3, we have Scout. Scout, submitted by Paul Davis. Scout is actually scouting out a Gloomhaven scenario in advance of playing, which is a great move. In Gloomhaven, you can be faced with some surprises as the game says, put this new tile on the board and populate it with enemies. Scout is scouting, as Scout's name suggests, in advance to see what tokens, what antagonists, what villains, what monsters are coming up in advance in the next mission. And in doing so is hiding inside the Gloomhaven box. Great strategy from Scout here. Look at those big eyes. I really like this photo of Scout hiding in the Gloomhaven box. Thank you, Paul, for submitting that one. We're here to our final 2. At number 2, we have Rupert, submitted by Jeff Putnam. And on many levels, I love this photo. 1, Rupert, Jeff told me, is named after Rupert, a player on Survivor, never a winner, but a fan favorite from Survivor, a show that I love. 2, Rupert is not winking at the camera. Rupert is actually a one-eyed cat, and Rupert's one-eyed cat, Rupert, is here with Dead Reckoning, a pirate-themed game, which I think is just the perfect pairing for an adorable one-eyed cat. So Jeff, I love the pairing of Dead Reckoning with Rupert here, and clearly Rupert knows this game inside and out. The game is set up. Looks like they haven't started playing Dead Reckoning yet, but Rupert is fully in theme and ready to play and dominate this game. Where you could be, I guess you are pirates in Dead Reckoning. You don't have to go attack other players if you don't want to, but Rupert is ready to take whatever actions Rupert needs to make to win this game of Dead Reckoning. Really like this photo. Well done to Jeff for submitting this. And at number 1, though, we have an animal we haven't seen, an animal type. And at number 1, we have Olive, submitted by Steve Smith. So Olive, Steve had a really clever description. I don't have it in front of me here, but Olive is I'm sure a specific type of rooster. It's a really beautiful feathers here. If anyone knows the exact type there, feel free to submit it in the comments below. Steve took this photo of Olive outside, and Olive, as you can look at the egg tray, Olive has added two, so it's actually not a rooster, it must be a hen. Olive has added two of her own eggs to the egg tray. There are also strawberries in the dice tray because Olive really likes strawberries. And you can even see Rupert has set up the card tray here to show a turkey, which Olive is not, I keep saying Rupert, the last one. There's also a guinea, I believe, and a red, what's the name? A jungle fowl, I believe. So three birds that are somewhat connected to Olive here. But I love this photo of Olive playing a game of Wingspan with the Oceania board, because I believe Steve, if this is the Steve that I'm thinking of, Steve is from Australia, which is the perfect fit for this. Love this photo from Olive, and Olive is my #1 favorite animal strategizing over a game. Looks like Olive has just laid some eggs actually on the board. She's selected the lay eggs action, and you can see those eggs in the dice tray, or in the dice compartment there. Those are my favorite animals, but of course, this video is really just an excuse for me to talk about my own cats, Biddy and Walter. So the real #1s for this video are Biddy and Walter. Let's start with Biddy. Here's Biddy. A few months ago, photo with me taken learning Starship Troopers. Starship Captains, not Starship Troopers, Starship Captains. Biddy is there learning the game with me. I think Megan and my friend Henry were there as well. You could actually even see a kiwi that is not a real kiwi, obviously, but a kiwi in the background from our trip from Australia, or someone to New Zealand. Someone gave us that after our trip to New Zealand. So Biddy is there strategizing with me over a game of Starship Captains. And then my other cat, Walter, who's a little bit, Biddy's 16 now. Walter is around 13. Let's see if I can find the Walter photo. Here's another photo of me. I don't get many photos of me and the cats because usually I'm the one taking the photo. But Megan took these photos. This is another game of Dice Throne, this time the Marvel Dice Throne. I'm playing as Spider-Man here. Walter is examining the dice and is putting up with me, keeping him on my lap for a few seconds while we take this photo. He's getting some scratchies. There are many more photos of Biddy with games because Biddy will hang out near us while we're playing, or he'll get in the box. Walter will often just stay in one spot for a significant part of the day and sleep. But I appreciate him getting up on the table for this photo and looking at our game of Marvel Dice Throne. So the real #1s for me, obviously, are Biddy and Walter. But I love these photos that everyone else submitted. And thank you, everyone, all the ambassadors who shared their adorable pet photos. And if I missed any by accident, if you submitted one that was strategizing with the game and I missed it, I'm so sorry. Feel free to post maybe a I don't know, an image link in the comments below to share it. We'll see if I can get YouTube to allow me to share those links. Or if you find out about this idea of sharing a pet strategizing with games all too late as you're watching this video and you have that photo somewhere online, maybe on Board Game Geek, feel free to share the link below so everyone can appreciate how adorable your cat is, or your pet, not just your cat, any pet, and how good they are at strategizing over tabletop games. Or just let me know in the comments when you're playing a game, a tabletop game, what your pets do while you're playing that. Do they do their own thing? Do they get in the box? Do they want to push the pieces off the table? Let me know about that in the comments below. And also feel free to let me know your favorite photo that you saw today. Thank you, and happy April Fool's Day.